This is just a helpful little sidebar, and you can go back to all the lessons. This is lesson 19. It's a pseudo lesson. It's basically how to apply lessons 1 through 18 if you've gone through and watched these videos. And the first thing to say is just to stop doing what doesn't work. It's that simple. It's not easy, but it's a simple concept. Stopping doing what's not working will open up a whole world of possibilities for you about things that could work. So lessons 1 through 18 that we shared for free already is just a training manual. It's a very practical tool, simple little things to help you recognize turn-offs when you hear them or when you say them. And the best thing I can say to do is to go back and revisit each of the videos, each of the lessons whenever you have time. They're not going anywhere. They're on YouTube. Take specific ones that speak the most to you directly, that accurately describe some of your own past experiences. I mean, very real things that actually happened. And if you find even one, that means you can shift your approach and increase your ability to influence others. And that's all that I ask. So when you find that one, remember a time that the result you got was the opposite of the result that you wanted. And recreate that specific opportunity that existed for you in the details of the conversation. I want you to really focus on what was said in the conversation. So who was the conversation with? These are some questions to ask yourself. Who did I have the conversation with? Where was I at? What was I feeling strongly about in that moment? What results did I want out of that conversation? And how did I feel when it backfired and I didn't get what I wanted? Write all that out and really recreate the experience for yourself, and then take that second person perspective and start empathizing with that other person. Put yourself in their shoes. Notice how your comments might have sounded in their world. Again, notice how your comments might have sounded in their world. What interpretations about you might they have been making that whole time that may or may not have been true? For you to influence, you need to know what already influences people. And I'm not talking about people in the broad term, that's marketing. I'm talking about for you to influence that person who's in front of you, you need to understand what already influences that person in front of you. And it's unique to every person. Anyone selling you a one-size-fits-all influence strategy is garbage, and you should run the other way. Then you can recover gracefully once you know that from an accidental turnoff to that person, and start catching yourself more and more often before you ever use things that could turn people off, and stick with what works. It takes practice, yes, but you'll soon feel confident in replacing turnoffs with purposeful communication that will do only one thing: produce the results that you want. Influence. And if you're reading this, what you want includes an amazing difference that you can make in the world for people you care about and the planet. And sharing is caring. This is my shameless plug. Every action, no matter how small, will make a difference. Every choice you make ripples in the pond of life and makes an amazing impact on people. Those impacts can be negative and they can be positive, but rarely is there no impact. So consider that. Everything you're saying is either having a positive influence or a negative influence. You're either turning people on to what you want or turning them off of what you want. So did any of those 7 first lessons that you read immediately stand out to you? What about the next 11? Which ones really stood out? And they remind you of something you experienced, or maybe a passionate, inspiring individual in your life and in your community that you could share that with. Does your communication style or someone else's communication style sound like it may be holding them back from getting what they want? If you see a particular lesson that resonates with you, or you would think resonate with someone else, I encourage you to share it. Just like the emails, share it YouTube, on Facebook, anything. And it's not because somebody or anybody should, quote unquote, use these lessons. It's never about should. It's because they need it? No. No one needs this information. It's because you care about yourself, about other people, and that you want to share what you're up to and something you got value out of, and it's just a recommendation. That's all. It's not a demand or calling somebody out and saying, oh, here, you need this because you're a bad environmentalist. It's about, hey, this might help. I'm recommending it. do with it what you want, and they can choose to ignore it or not. I'm not really too concerned. The people that want this information that's helpful for, that's the only people that I want to have it, because it'll make a difference for them. And it might make a difference for you. I know it made a difference for me. And I appreciated all the people, the amazing environmentalists, that recommended stuff to me that helped in my career and in my life, in my community. So this is actually the last lesson. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day.